Hello everyone, Clifford Bennett, Chief Economist ACY Securities, and we've just had some very scary data out in Australia indeed. We've just seen new home sales slumping by a whopping 13%, and this really is in tune with what we've seen for previous construction data, a little bit on the manufacturing front as well, and the services sector. All the anecdotal and some of the economic series are rolling over for the Australian economy. People have for far too long been focused on the employment level, that unemployment is really at a full employment level, but this really is a function of what is the most dominant factor for the Australian economy at the moment, which is a lack of immigration. So it's a lack of immigration and reduced travellers, working visas, people on working visas, backpackers, those sorts of people. Hence, we see it every day whenever we go to any hospitality venue, they're struggling for staff. That's why Australia has full employment. It isn't because the economy is booming. Why have most commentators and economists been so slow to pick this up? I think the outlook for the Australian equity market is particularly vulnerable. Too much optimism has been built in. People are actually looking for some kind of nirvana economic event again, which is what they were doing at the end of last year, which failed to materialize. People got all excited about inflation falling in the US. Overnight, we saw a further add-on to that, if you like, in terms of a headline good-looking number, which was that producer prices in the US actually fell 0.5%, but that fall of 0.5% was created by a whopping 16.7% collapse in gasoline prices, which is unlikely to be sustained. I actually see oil prices starting to head back up. We've certainly seen that in the last few days, and I think the oil price could once again hit $112 a barrel, thereabouts, and that could even generate not only positive producer price inflation again, but could see the consumer inflation index in the United States above 9% yet again. So we're not out of the woods with the US economy, we're not out of the woods with the global background economic slowing, and when you look at the internal aspects of the Australian economy, there are definitely rather wide fissures appearing, with most people still talking about our economy is strong. What absolute nonsense. The economists out there who constantly refer to Australia's employment number as proof of a strong economy, please go back to school. It's just a nonsense. So we need to be aware of the real risks at the moment that are continuing to grow despite the optimism of many in the real world, and therefore I think playing defense with your equity market portfolio, particularly after such a strong rally, is a really interesting idea and something you should think about pursuing. Thanks very much. I'm still very much a bear trend person despite the recent rally. Clifford Bennett, Chief Economist, ACY Securities. Have the very best of days.